Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And I've got to say, the Tories are playing a blinder. They've actually done something that's going to put the Labour Party in an incredibly difficult position. It's not often I say that recently, is it? But for once, they seem to have got their game together. They've got their game face on, and they're winning this one. Now, we're going to talk about the India-Pakistan conflict. Can't really call it a war. It's not a war yet, but there are difficulties, let's say. Now, this all kicked off, of course, when Pakistani activists, shall we say, not military or anything like that, the bad people, the tourists and all that. They don't like that word on YouTube, so I have to sort of use another word like tourists, you know what I mean. They killed some Hindus simply for being Hindus in Kashmir. Now, despite Pakistan's claim over that region of Kashmir, it does actually belong to India. India say it's theirs, they're not letting it go, etc., etc. And I can understand why. Just as an aside, by the way, I've seen pictures of Kashmir. It's actually quite a beautiful place. But, it's a shame that it's so troubled. But anyway, that's beside the point. So, with what happening, India then decided, right, we're not putting up with this crap anymore, and said to Pakistan, basically, sort your shit out. And Pakistan decided that they would decline from any sort of shit sorting. And so it sort of ramps up. But it all began, like I say, with this act of terrorism. Now, it's got to the point where India are attacking Pakistan. Pakistan are saying, oh, well, we will destroy you. You can't do this. We're going to do this, that, and the other. And India don't care. They don't listen. They just keep doing it and so forth. Now, it's going to ramp up or it can ramp down. And let's hope it ramps down for the sake of everyone concerned. However, you've got to look at the two sides politically in this country over this. Because you've got the Tory party, who until recently were led by an Indian. And they're very much on the side of India. And you've got the Labour Party, unfortunately, having to suspend reality in order to not support India. For you see, it was obviously the Pakistani side that caused the start of this problem. But they can't say that. And so you have Rishi Sunak, the former Prime Minister, as I say, he was out there posting away on X, and he said, no nation should have to accept terrorist attacks being launched against it from land controlled by another country. India is justified in striking terrorist infrastructure. There can be no impunity for terrorists. And he's quite right. Meanwhile, the chairman of the 1922 committee, Bob Blackman, he told an Indian news channel, it was on there, that countries should support India's military action. He said, we should encourage Pakistan to do the right thing, and that is to stop promoting terrorism from the illegally occupied part of Kashmir that Pakistan currently occupies, and encourage countries from around the world to give support to what India has done. I think Pakistan, he says, has to come clean. And so it's quite clear that the Conservatives are backing India, are calling for the rest of the world to back India, and are quite accurately blaming Pakistan for starting this current conflict. And of course, the problem for the government is they're so enamoured of the Pakistani Muslim community that they can't possibly back India. They can't possibly stand up and say Pakistan did wrong, even though they did. And even though the rest of the world is taking India's side. We've got a British Prime Minister who's going to be actively supporting Pakistan and actively supporting terrorism and saying that the terrorism was correct because he can't castigate it. He can't stand in support of India. And if he's not with India, he's basically saying that terrorism against India is correct. Where does Keir Starmer go in all this? Where do the Labour Party go in all this? They are so desperately in need, as I say, of a certain demographic vote that they're going to stand against reality. The reality being that it was Pakistani terrorists who started this by killing the Hindus in Kashmir. And instead of assigning blame, and instead of saying, oh, we're pro-India or pro-Pakistan, which they just can't do, because if they say they're pro-Pakistan, they're standing with the terrorists. If they say they're pro-Indian, they kill themselves in terms of the vote. They're having to say, well, we're looking to have calm. We want to ramp down the trouble. We want direct dialogue. But ask them, who do they support? They say it is not for the UK to provide a solution. Well, that's strange, because according to Keir Starmer and the rest of the Labour Party, it's the UK that has to provide the complete solution to every other problem in the world. Oh, we're going to be the world leader in climate change, even though it's China and India causing it all. But we have to be the ones that sort it out. So why are we not the ones having to sort this out? Is it because, for Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, it's all too very, very difficult? Oh no, do we support terrorism and keep the vote? Or do we stand against terrorism and lose? The Tories, as I say, playing this absolute blinder. You couldn't make it up. Now, of course, the whole point is that Kashmir is Indian. There's no getting away from it. When the whole the splitting of India back in the 40s, when they catered off and they had what was then East Pakistan, India and West Pakistan, which then became Pakistan, just Pakistan, and East Pakistan became Bangladesh, which has got a whole set of problems of its own. But Pakistan was given that land, whatever. But the Indians retained Kashmir, but Pakistanis want Kashmir. Well, the problem is that the Indians has no way giving up Kashmir. And if it came to a war, India are going to win that war. India can destroy Pakistan almost overnight, because India's got the thing that Pakistan needs the most: water. 90% of Pakistan's water comes from the Indus River, which comes through India, and India can just dam the shit out of it. Pakistan, gone. And so Pakistan is now backing down already, because Modi, the Indian leader, has said, back down on this. You cannot win. We will just stop your water. And so it looks like Pakistan is backing down a little bit. They're not happy, but they want these terrorists. India says you've got to hand over the terrorists. So at the moment, who knows what's happening. But the point, Tories back in India. The rest of the world back in India. Keir Starmer and the Labour Party, not back in India. Well done, Tories. Thanks a lot. Bye.